Welcome to part 7 of A Time and a Season, December the 30th, 2022 at 6:14 a.m. And you know what, folks? Apparently it's a time and a season for the hellions. Let's get back into this footage. Let's back up and hear this again.
It almost reminded me of what you would see, when you go to like a Blue Angels performance or something like that, and the jets come at you and then flank out into different positions. This happened for an incredible amount of time. It moved in.
Okay, maybe it was drones operated by someone on the ground in the Air Force that knew how to do the flanking out. It is feasible, and drones move rapidly, as South Korea found out, because they couldn't catch one of them apparently. They needed a bazooka like they had in the Ukraine. And some of the Ukrainian soldiers there to help them. They could have shot them down then. Zelensky could give them some tips. His people shot several of them down. And not even with the top rated equipment. How about that? You know what you gotta have in order to do that? You got to have the want to. And the can do will come. So, now, let's get on into this so I can make some more fun of this. Because this is pretty good.
In different directions, clearing the horizon from side to side, front to back. It was absolutely incredible what we saw. And later on, what really piqued my interest even more so than what we saw is I wanted to figure out.
Please point out to us which one is front and which one is back so we'll know. I'm bad with directions. I just really want to know
what this was. And as we dug deeper, I went onto Facebook and I basically just did a search for lights in the sky, and I sorted by most recent and wanted to see if anyone in our local communities had seen this. I was astounded by what we found. There were folks all over the state, all over the country that had seen very similar things on these two evenings. Ben Hansen reached out to us and was very interested in what we were seeing and kind of worked to compile a lot of the different video evidence that we have.
Well, it's amazing. And I want to get quickly to you, Ben. The Daily Mail had a story on this where they had a bunch of different sightings from Wisconsin on the 1st and 2nd of December. Mm-hmm. Has the Pentagon, has anyone tried to explain what these sightings might have been?
I think, Tucker, as you've covered before, one of the main problems here is we're all waiting for this UAP task force to come out with their new report, and they're just getting up to speed, but they don't have a mechanism for civilians really to make a report to.
They don't have a mechanism for civilians to report to them UFO sightings. Yet in the 60s, they had that. But now in 2022, they don't have that. Wow. Must be like those documents that they had taken a shuttle to the moon. They had that and was able to do that, but now they can't do that anymore because they threw away their plans to do that. That's really weird. Apparently some things don't evolve. Apparently. Only some things evolve on this planet, as y'all call it. It's not a planet, it's just the Earth. But y'all want to call it a planet?
A government agency or someone that's going to take this seriously. And it's left to private researchers such as us to do it. We don't have as many resources. This is an incredible case. The two videos that I've been investigating and Chris, the next night, show objects that are coming down. We're actually seeing in front of the road going up into the sky and then streaking across, in less than a second, the whole horizon. And we talked.
Yeah, there's no way possible that could be a bunch of teenagers playing with drones or anything like that. Did you go door to door knocking and say, hey, does your kid have a drone that it might be playing with right now? No. And that wouldn't make the news. My kid was out last night. Thought I'd release it in the 6 o'clock news. My kid was out last night playing with his drone. Just in case y'all saw lights in the sky, I don't want y'all to be scared. I don't want you to think we're being invaded by the hellions yet. Strong delusion, I reckon they don't have far to go to make y'all believe. Oh, Lord. Jesus, help me.
To so many experts at this point, searchlight companies, we got police and firefighters, everyone working with us to try and identify what they are. And the government is, at this point, really nowhere to be seen in helping us in this effort.
What will you do if it is reported that these UFOs are extraterrestrial? Will it shake your faith? If a UFO lands and these extraterrestrials, who are fallen angels, claim to be our creators, will you believe this lie? Stay strong in the faith, brothers and sisters. This could be the strong delusion God...
No, we cannot be invaded by them ones. They don't got the green pointy ears. No, I refuse. They do not look like Oda. They can't come here. Nope, I refuse. I refuse. Getting on into this footage. Oh, good gravy. I just don't know about y'all. You'll believe anything. Yeah, y'all believe about anything.
Danger and instability to the lives of millions.
Geopolitical divides are contributing to global insecurity, triggering new conflicts and making it increasingly difficult to end old ones.
Since the U.S. withdrew from Afghanistan in 2021, there have been numerous bombings, some targeting religious minorities. Many of the attacks have been attributed to the Islamic State. In addition, tensions between the Taliban and Pakistan have erupted in a series of battles along the border. In April, Pakistani airstrikes killed dozens. In July, a U.S. drone attack killed Ayman al-Zawahiri, leader of al-Qaeda. A reminder that though the U.S. military is no longer on the ground in Afghanistan, the ability to strike remains.
This is one of only a handful of strikes that have eliminated terrorists. One of those strikes was errant and killed 7 civilians, including a former U.S. humanitarian contractor.
In northern Syria, clashes continue between Turkey and Kurdish fighters, and Islamic State has showed signs of resurgence. The potential looms for a larger conflict between Turkey and Kurdish militias. Yemen's conflict has created...
Did y'all see the windshield on that car? Turned it into a huge piggy bank. Had a money slot in the window. You just poke it right through there. Of course, who's got money these days with the inflation being what it is? Won't need piggy banks anymore. Anyway, they turned everything to the digidollar. Piggy bank's gonna be useless as hen's teeth. Ain't that terrible?
A humanitarian crisis. A 6-month truce ended in October. Since then, there have been sporadic outbursts of violence, but a full-fledged war has not resumed. In Haiti, heavily armed street gangs have spread violence, and the government has been unable to gain control.
An economic crisis, a gang crisis, and a political crisis have converged into a humanitarian catastrophe.
The Biden administration is proposing a
Well, there's a lot of crises right there. I'm too sleepy for this. Certainly, lawlessness, which I just read about. Let's recap. 2 Thessalonians 7. 2 Thessalonians 2:7, I mean. For that mystery of iniquity, which is lawlessness, doeth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the workings of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. Boy, we just seen a lot of that, lying wonders, in the previous footage. So I'm going to jump on ahead now to some of the other stuff. As we see, there's a lot of that there. There's a lot of wars and rumors of wars right now, and that's all about to come to a big head. And it's about to go full blown. Like this.
And just days before, on Christmas Eve, Russia launched a deadly assault on civilians.
A security camera appears to capture the final moments of a Ukrainian drone deep inside Russian territory. The Russians claim to have shot it down, with the falling debris killing 3 soldiers. The target appears to be Engels Air Base, more than 300 miles from the border with Ukraine, and
civilians.
A security camera appears to capture the final moments of a Ukrainian drone deep inside Russian territory. The Russians claim to have shot it down, with the falling debris killing 3 soldiers. The target appears to be Engels Air Base, more than 300 miles from the border with Ukraine and home to Russia's long-range strategic bombers. It's the second time this month the base was targeted. State TV reacted to the attack with a warning. She says Russia will seek revenge by launching more strikes against Ukrainian infrastructure. But on Christmas Eve, Russia gave no excuse for shelling Kherson, killing at least 10 civilians. Russia also reportedly used incendiary bombs to shower the city with white phosphorus, although we can't verify those claims. Moscow falsely claims this war's aim is to defeat Nazis, something not lost on Ukraine's Jewish community as it celebrates Hanukkah. Victoria Gurman tells me Putin is a Nazi and is the only person who needs to be destroyed. The family felt safe in Ukraine until Russian troops invaded last February. The Federation of Jewish Communities of Ukraine quickly evacuated them. They eventually returned to the land they love.
The numbers doubled from 2021 immigration numbers, mostly due to the Russian invasion of Ukraine, but mostly from the Russian side. More than half of this year's immigrants came from Russia and about 20% from Ukraine. The final year-end numbers will only be available after the new year, but chairman of the executive at the Jewish agency, Chai Doron Almog, said that the year was a dramatic one with the rescue of thousands of Ukrainian Jews brought to safe harbor in Israel. More than 3/4 of these newcomers are from the war zone, including over 37,000 from Russia, nearly 15,000 from Ukraine, and about 2,000 from Belarus. In addition, some 1,500 people migrated from Ethiopia. Immigration from other countries include 3,500 from North America, over 2,000 from France, nearly 1,000 from Argentina, and several hundreds each from the UK, South Africa, and Brazil. In total, there were migrants to Israel from a total of 85 countries in 2022.
Isaiah 43:1-5.
Okay, I will see you in the next part.